At the end of World War II, Germany was surrounded by the Allies, and the German army suffered a great shortage of important resources for the war. Resources such as ammunition, weapons, food, and one of the most important things in a war, medical equipment, first aid kits, bandages, alcohol, transfusion blood. So this happened in a battle in Berlin, where the Allies, especially England, was pushing on a unit of the Nazis very hard. And to complete their bad luck, with the fact that they were losing the war, this specific unit was attacked with a barrage of artillery and mortars. This happened in the night, a dark night in which the only thing you could see in the distance were the flashes and sparks of the machine guns and rifles, the artillery explosions and the grenades, and the only sounds were the screams of pain, of battle, and the firing of those guns. So the medic in this unit, specifically our main character, had to manage in the middle of the dark night to try to attend to more than 50 soldiers that were screaming for help. So the medic of this unit had to walk in the darkness, treating his comrades, most of whom were dying around him in the explosions, in the shrapnel, with the shots. Their bodies were unrecognizable, mutilated. This medic was a man that, despite being from the Nazi army, had a great sense of responsibility, and really in war, there are not so much concepts of good or bad, simply a clash of ideologies, and between both sides there are heroes and villains. However, this man believed in what he did. This man believed in helping others and took very seriously his profession. So while he ran that night between the explosions and death, and tried with what he had, because there was nothing really. The bandages were out, the alcohol was practically inexistent. Tried to do what he could, despite lacking the most basic elements. And so, the night passed. The soldiers woke up, the ones who survived with bandages, with their hemorrhages cut off by tourniquets, with splints, even with blood transfusions. They wonder why did they have a transfusion if there was no blood? And many of them, in the light, realized, when looking at themselves and their comrades, and started screaming in horror, seeing that the bandages they had were not bandages. They were made of skin, human flesh. The tourniquets were made with pieces of muscle or intestines. And the blood, despite there was none, many soldiers received it in the night and survived thanks to it. The soldiers went looking for the doctor. He was sitting beside a tent, giving his back to them. They were going to ask him to confront him. When they turned him, he was dead to their surprise. But he didn't die normally. The man had no skin. He flayed himself. He was missing several muscles and organs. And they also noticed that he had no blood. The man had died in a rigid position in front of his tent with his medic bag to his side and the scalpel still in his hand, holding it with the forces he had left before he died. Despite being horrorized, the soldiers were and still are profoundly thankful for the sacrifice he did for them, the extreme and unimaginable, horrendous sacrifice of that man.